All right, I've got some time to do some flying practice tonight in the A320 again. Last night, I kind of got what I wanted out of it, and that was to complete an ILS landing. We didn't actually complete a full flight because the simulator kept crashing. And it wasn't just me. I went and hung out with a couple other live streamers last night, and they were also having the same problem with on approach. Everybody's simulator has been crashing. So hopefully tonight we'll be able to complete what I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet, just from Colorado Springs down to Pueblo, and try to set up an ILS landing. I'm not going to be doing anything fancy. I'm not going to be going through checklists. Just the very basics of how to get the thing up in the air, how to get it to follow an autopilot, how to maybe tune a VOR and try to do an ILS landing. And yeah, so that's the goal. Hope you're having a fantastic evening. All right. So you might get something out of this if you're a total rookie and newbie. And I don't mean newbie in an insulting way at all. There's a lot to learn when it comes to these aircraft, and to be proficient at all is going to take some time. So we're all kind of in the newbie phase for a long time. I'm still just kind of newbie rookie. I mean, I have flown them, and I've flown them quite a bit, but with 2024, some things have changed. I don't really remember how to use the MCD all that well. Okay. So we'll start our flight at the city of Colorado Springs, and we'll be setting up for Pueblo. And I don't know that it does me any darn good to try to set this thing up out here at all other than to just kind of show you where we're going to go. Right? From there to there. But trying to set anything up out here, it really doesn't seem to matter. What seems to matter is if you do it once you're spawned in. None of the EFB stuff transfers over to avionics at all. And I don't know why. Maybe that's by design, because they're like, well, you asked for study level, so this is study level, and you're going to have to input it all by hand in the MCDU, and maybe with the other aircraft, which eventually we'll get to. Let me do a couple of practices with these and become familiar again and friends with the A320, and then we'll try some of the others, like the 321 or whatever that they have available for us to learn with. Definitely have to spend some time with the 737, as that's used a lot in the career stuff. Also, the Heart Aerospace. That's another one that I haven't flown yet. So maybe if this goes well and just without a hitch, and I can get us down to Pueblo and everything goes well, maybe we'll swap out and try one of the other ones. I had the settings tweaked mighty high today for today's live stream, so I might have to go in and change a couple of settings. She's lagging real hard right at the moment. I had it tuned just for being out in the wild. So only flora fauna kind of stuff, and I had it all set up to high levels of absurdity. Yeah, all the way maxed. Yeah, we definitely don't need anything maxed tonight. And it's getting into the twilight time and evening time, so we need even less detail. All right. Yeah, still bump up buildings a little bit. We're not going to be flying around any water, so let's lower that a little bit. We'll leave the, we're going into twilight, so I don't know that I need to mess with the shadows. We'll just go like that and see how that feels. Move my camera around a little bit. All right, she seems stable enough. Looks like we have Thomas Dolby with us again as our co-pilot tonight. Okay, so basics. Let me go ahead and get the EFB anyway, because I'm going to have to look at the chart. So Colorado Springs, Pueblo. I want the ILS, which is 26 left. Okay. Coming down here, 26 left. So you fly down here. I really wish we could blow this up. We do a teardrop, then we come around here, and come into runway 26. See if we go to Zitug. I think that was the old like DME arc style, but it doesn't look like it here. But Jitka. Still can't make heads or tails of these. Orway, opinion, Orway. Hunter. Direct. All right, well, we'll just try it direct then. But we need a 26 left. None of these gives us the ILS information. Or if it does, I'm not getting it. There's Hunter, there's Jitka. All right, so the ILS is Cat 1, 108.3. All right, so the very basics of the MCDU. Go to the init page and enter your ICAOs. ACOS / Cape All right, put in whatever you want for your flight number. One of the guys out there is like, if you don't know to put for cost index, don't worry about that. That's more advanced stuff. Just put 100. So, whatever. The cruise altitude, 12,000 feet. Don't need to get up very high. All right, so that's all established now. Normally, you'd have to, in the past, hit an insert and start the whole thing, but that's not the way. Once you input that here, it looks like we're good to go, and all you have to do is now go to flight plan. All right, from Colorado Springs, we're on runway 17 left, so let's hit our departure. 17 left. We don't need any SIDS or stars, SIDS leaving, no transitions, so we'll just hit none, insert. Okay, so from KCOS 17 left, it's like 1,500 feet. We have a discontinuity, so we'll hit clear until we get clear on that thing, and then click on the discontinuity. Okay, so now for the arrival at Pueblo, we want ILS 26 left. We don't want any stars, and we don't want any transitions. Okay, so from KCOS, 17 left, we're going to go to Heller, Jitka, and then we come in for landing at Cape Hub. On this chart over here, I do see a couple other waypoints. There's Zitug. No, there's Chitka down. Here's Hunter. Heller. Which one's Heller? I see Hunter, not Heller. Borum. See what I mean? Hunter. And Jitka. Just to know how to put a couple other waypoints in here up at the top. As we're heading south here, we have the Drake waypoint and the Zitug waypoint. So let's see about adding those in after we take off. So type in Drake. You want to add a waypoint and you plug that in here, next waypoint. And hopefully I'll pick the right one. And then you try to insert it and clear any discontinuities. Okay, so KCOS to Drake. And after Drake, let's check our plan. I think I may have picked the wrong Drake. No, actually, right one. Okay, good. And from Drake, we're going to go to Zitug. ZITUG. And put that in the next waypoint on this side. And insert it. So, KCOS to Drake to Zitug, and then we start our procedures. And again, the VOR for Pueblo is 1167. So let's go to radio nav and type in, and the identifier is pub, PUB. So let me just type in PUB and plug that into VOR1. And that's going to be a course of 260. All right. And the ILS frequency, Cat 11083 ITFR. So I don't know the proper procedure to type this in there. I think it is ITFR/10910, but that didn't really seem to work, but I'll try it again tonight. ITFR /1083. And I'll try to plug that in here. Okay, no, it didn't change. So just type in the /108.3 and plug that in. And sometimes it will populate the right ILS name. 108.3 ITF4. Okay. And that's course heading 2. Again, what we want is 260. All right. Okay. So looking at our flight plan here. From Colorado Springs, then we hit Drake, come down to Zitug. Then we're going to make our way to Heller and Jitka, and then I think we're going to... Really didn't make much sense. Let's see. Okay, Heller, Jitka, hub and straight in from Jitka. And I think that's the initial approach fix that we're going to need at Jitka to hit our... Get on the localizer and try the ILS. We'll find out. All right, I only want 12,000. And we should be good to go. I set medium on the landing gear. Anything else, Kenny? Anything else? Yeah. Normally, I think they want you to take off with those on. Turn on your no smoking and no yada yada yada. Let me go ahead and put some lights on in here. It's gonna get dark. All right. I still can't figure out how to get into the squawk and manually change the squawk. Know how to do the frequencies, your radio down here. You want to manually do your radio frequencies. These two knobs here, and then your switch button here. The squawk is down here, but again, I don't know what I'm not setting right in any of these knobs to be able to type in what I want. So I'm having to just okay with air traffic control and let them change the squawk. Or let the AI change, you know, whatever. Let the sim change it. Speaking of, let's open up our communication panel and keep that over to the side. The altimeter set to HG is 2992. Why does it show all 8s? Well, it shows right down here on this screen here. I really don't know the difference. I think the only difference is one is how they do it in European hyperpascals, right? And we're HG. Something like that. That's already in VOR. I think we're going to be a little too low to pick up the VOR right now. All right, let's get off the ground and see what we got. I'm not familiar with this one. I don't know what that is. Side stick priority. I haven't seen that. Really don't know what any of that is over there either. There's 120. 140. But easing up a tiny bit. 160. And we're up. Bring the landing gear up. Flaps up. Wow, everything's already on. The autopilot on. Really don't need to climb. I'm not really climbing that far. But we're going to climb for a minute. Auto throttle's on. The localizer's on. Everything's on. Approach is on. Localizer's on. What is going on here? You see what I'm saying? How did everything get? How does everything just get toggled on? How did that happen? Because everything's on. I don't know that any of this is going to work now. Because now I can't turn anything off. All right, well, it says it's turning off. Off. That's expedited climb. Don't need it. That's actually taking us somewhere. Autopilot 2 as opposed to 1. Is it taking us to Drake? We'll make it take us to Drake. There we go. It's 10,000 feet. So we're out with a broken plane, which is, I guess, part of the training, right? What do you do when everything says it's on and nothing will turn off? Another lovely night here in Colorado Springs. Oh, I have all the voices down from earlier. Seven 752. All right. See if it does the proper turn here and goes to Zitug. What do you want? Okay, great. There's our airport right there. Okay. We need to be at 6,600 feet for Chikta. Look at this. This is even all this is broken. Look at, I can't tell my altitude. Okay, well, shoot, folks. We're gonna have to start over. Look, everything's 8s. I can't change anything. We have a broken aircraft. All I can do now is try to fly it in manually, really. But I don't know that I can turn off the autopilot. So there's AP1 off, AP2 on. Huh. They're definitely not what we wanted for this training. But again, let's just say, well, okay, there was an emergency with the plane. The whole panel's jacked up. What can you do? Got to bring her down. You can't throw your arms up and say, I don't know what to do. Sorry. Can't help you. Even the communications broken. I can't respond to air traffic control. So yeah, I went from just trying to train an ILS landing to how to train when your whole panel locks up. Everything's green, can't adjust anything. I have no idea. So all we can do is just try to fly it in manually. Just turn off the auto throttle and try to do that manually as well. I'm gonna go bring the brakes down and lower the flaps a little bit. All right. Turn to final. Oh, there's the Team Denver Center. Oh, we're going too slow. Gotta get this bird sped up a little bit. There we go. Easy, easy, easy. Don't want to mess up the flaps. Definitely overspeeding coming down, trying to get us down. Where is it? Okay, so it's out up ahead still. All right. Trying to fly out and intercept the ILS here, or the localizer. Vector, radial. So far out. There we go. All right. Come on, you bouncy beast. Come on, you. We're dancing. We're dancing. Yes. Well, we're down. We're bouncing. And let's try a reverse thrust and see if that'll engage tonight. There it goes. We're under 60. There we go. All right. Well, may not have been pretty, but we're alive, and we had a total panel failure of everything, and still I got the thing down, so I'm pretty happy with that. Didn't hit reset, didn't hit abort, just let's roll with it. Here comes the little black van to take me away. But the aircraft. Uh-huh. Hey, it was broke when I got it. What kind of shoddy airline is this? Oh, it's Spirit. Let me restart, and let's check out our panel when we restart. See if it's still busted. Everything looks fine. Everything is off. $12,000 feet. Back down here again. We'll do init, KCOS, a pub. No. Sometimes it doesn't want to back up. There we go. FGH, FG62, whatever. And 12,000 feet. Okay. Pueblo, arrival. 26 left. No stars, no transition. Okay, insert. Legit, okay, and then we did that, and then we put in the Drake waypoint. So Drake. And we'll put that after Colorado Springs. What do you mean not allowed? After Drake, we wanted Jitka. And to clear out the continuity. Colorado Springs, let's set up the departure properly. 17 left. No SIDS. No transitions. Insert. Clear. Drake, Jitka, Heller, there we go. Okay, so check our panel, make sure nothing's broken this time again. That's correct, 2992. Brakes. And let's go. She wanted to lift up the nose already. 100. She wants to go, buddy. We're already up and away. Landing gear up, flaps down. Oops. Okay. Autopilot on. Climb. DiMaggio, climb. Put this into climb. Didn't get my frequencies in. 1083. Wasn't it? 1083. And course setting 260. And the Pueblo VOR is 1167. That's pub. UB. All right. Looks like we're on track. There's 10,000. Let's just do an alt hold here. Let's just do 10. Put that in the auto throttle. Okay. Here's up. That's done. Hmm. Somewhere I got a wrong thing in. Look at how far it takes us out after Drake. Like Zitug is wrong. Jitka. That's why. Hmm. All right, so I removed that. All right, so after Drake, we're just gonna go straight to Heller. Straight to Heller. Yep. $6,600. But we need to be at least 7,000 at Jitka. All right, so she's slowly descending. She blinded me with science. Doesn't look like we're exactly on the path. A little better. Well, it sure seemed a lot shorter last time because of all the problems we were having. Had a lot to do. And everything's going nice and smooth. All right, almost at Heller. 6,600 feet, right where we need to be. I think that actually in the rules, if we're to check the charts out, I don't know that we can be any lower than 7,000 at this point, but I'm not going to be a stickler for the rules tonight. And there she is over there, right in front of Thomas Dolby's head. So I'm going to switch over to LS. And get a little bit closer when that needle, the pink needle in the middle, start shifting over towards us. Let's try to engage the localizer and see what happens. Force setting was put in there at 260. So knocked it out. Are you supposed to put that in there? I mean, that's a heading. Usually there's a course knob as well somewhere, but I don't see one. Looking over at our Copilot screen, you can see we're coming up on the approach point, waypoint. Let me engage the localizer. See if she'll turn. Well, I think she was going to turn anyway. Not getting any reading over here. That localizer is active. What do I need to have? All right, we're coming up on Jitka, which is our approach point. So, again, I'm not getting I see the top of the ILS triangle, but I don't see it moving down yet. Just the runway. Swore I had the ILS in right. 1083. ITFR, that matches, that matches. Still no diamond. There it is. Okay. ILS diamond is on the descent. Gear down. Put in 10-degree flaps. Hit the approach button. And seem like she's handling the approach. Spoilers are armed. No. I did not. We're almost in stalling speed. All right. Haven't got any readout calls. That's weird. All right, I'm going to turn off the autopilot. Speed brakes. Make sure auto throttle's off. A little bit of a flare, not much. Little, just a little, just a little, just a little. Nose up, nose up. Reverse thrust. Cool, it activated. Brakes. And leave the runway. Flaps up. Reverse thrust off. And coast it on in. Nope, not a bit of it. Okay. Yeah. 19 minutes after the hour. And if you are a 20-minute after the hour kind of person, I'm with you. It is time for a quick little smoke break. Let me do that. Let's check out one of the other aircraft. What is the difference between the A-20 and the A-21? Airbus A321. Then they have the A400M. Crazy. The 330 GE. Beluga. Let's just take the step up here. The 321. New Zealand. Let's check our liveries. Airbus House. Whiz. Let's just stick with Spirit. Okay. All right. Okay, so we went to Pueblo. Yesterday we tried doing Centennial. And I know another place out here, Buckley. Buckley Air Force Base. Let's try that. That is custom. All right, well, we'll try it. We can't pick the runway. Well, Denver's not that far away. Denver International, so and we'll pick 35 right. Just a straight shot in. All right. First time spawning into a 321. Know nothing about it. Hopefully it's basically just the same, you know. Okay. So right off the bat, it looks exactly the same, which is fantastic. You wouldn't want to. I don't think you'd want to shake people up changing from one. This is different though. This display. Where's the squawk at? Here's squawk. But I don't know anything about using this particular panel. This just looks like the brightness. Squawk? Okay. Let's see, we plug something in here. Oh, cool. It works. 0721. Cool. That's easy and painless. All right, so let's do the setup here. In it, Okay, 12,000 feet. Flight plan. We are such short distance. Normally, I don't set up any sort of departure. None of this. No SIDS or whatever. Yeah, no trans. And the arrival at Kaden is to 35 right. Don't need any SIDS or stars here, or stars here. They're the discontinuity. Okay. So from 35, let me go back up. I got the runway wrong there. That's better. So from Colorado Springs, 17 left, and another discontinuity. To Drum, to Franz, to Noe. To runway 35 right. Okay, now let's go look at a chart. And I think we need to be at 9,000 feet for approach, but let's double check. Okay, Denver, chart. Taxi routes, 380 only. Airport parking. They really want to know that we know about the parking when I need ILS information, etc. Okay, so the ILS for 35 right, it says it's a, I don't know the differences between all the ILSs yet. I see that in the EFB you can set up different categories, and it tells you the category here. It says it's a 3B, but I don't know what that means. And the identifier is IDPP. You Delta Papa. So 11015. So /11015. I don't know the proper format. If you know the proper format, could you tell me? I tried just putting in the IDPP and then the / and then the frequency, and I try to drop that in here, and I get, it doesn't work. If I just do / and then the frequency, it seems to work. Just putting in the name IDPP, I don't seem to get anywhere. But got that there, 11015. Course setting is going to be 353. I don't see any of the VORs right off bat. I know that FQF is out here. Landing light system. I don't know why this one doesn't give us like a side view, the ILS approach to show you exactly where you need to be. And these are not giving us our go around. So if something goes wrong and you have to ditch it and not land, what's the procedure? And normally those are in the charts for these are all just parking charts. Again, I don't know. I could go look on Skyvector and pull it up, but I think we're all right. I think it's 9,000 feet. 12,000 feet. Good, good. Set the brakes. And all right, let's go. It's 140. Doesn't want to quite get up yet. There we go. You're up. Ready to climb. Auto throttle's on. Turn on autopilot. Engage the climb. So if you're just tuning in, I am attempting in tonight's practice to do some short runs. First run was an emergency with nothing working on our panel and a manual landing at Pueblo. Second flight worked pretty much without a hitch. That was an ILS, complete ILS flight over to Pueblo. So now we're heading north once we turn around here, and we're going to Denver International. Again, the goal is to get there and get us safely down to the ground, do an ILS landing. Colorado Springs. I had a young lady come visit me from Chicago, and I took her downtown. And I said, these are the tallest buildings that we have. And she laughed and she laughed and she laughed. Like speak in the background. That's 14,110 feet. You know, if I get really good at this, I'm hoping that one day they'll maybe fly X-Wings for the Rebellion. Maybe I'm not that good. Maybe a Y-Wing. The real good guys get the A-Wings. Although X-Wings are pretty darn amazing. How about the TIE Advanced in the latest episodes of Andor? Or in the opening ones, they haven't really. I guess I haven't finished the latest three, but in the opening ones, the first three. So the TIE Advanced was actually introduced back way back in the day. In the they had the X-Wing simulator and then the TIE Fighter simulator. And I believe we first saw it in the TIE Fighter simulator. My buddy loved flying it. I'm a X-Wing kind of guy, so I didn't really get into him. And he's like, oh, their TIE Fighters are amazing. And I guess that one's got some sort of override where you can just push all the power into the engines. Haul ass. Pardon. Keep hitting that darn recenter button. I don't really see any interior cabin lights. Is everybody asleep inside? I don't know if we can control those or not. Yeah, everybody's inside is sleeping. All right. Let's zoom out on the flight plan and see where we're at. Okay, there's drum. So it's straight in. We're here pretty much. Get us back down to 9,000 feet. I did not screw around with air traffic control coming out here. I wish there was a way to open this up. $9,000 feet. And down she goes. Four, 1, 2, 3. 401. Oh, clear. Squawk 4, 1, 2, 3. Come on, you. Gotta hit it again. That's it. Okay, good. We're still coming down. All right, turn to course setting 355, descend, maintain 8,700 feet. I'm going to stay right here. Would you make up your mind? Put it back in the climb. Contact Denver Center 12595. One two 5.95, and let's see what happens when we click it over here. Good, they do swap. 595. Very nice. I like that. Snazzy. One 193. One 193. Swap it. I need to be at 9,000 feet, fellas, or I'm gonna miss my ILS. Come on, bring me down. Do bring me down, Bruce. I don't know if anybody will get that, unless you're old like me. Normally it's don't bring me down, Bruce. I think it's Bruce. You know, I've never looked at the lyrics. That sure sounds like what he's saying. An ELO song. Come on, Bruce. Where are you? Oh, it's getting dark fast. Do. Come on, Bruce. I didn't want... Oh, come on. Come on. Telling me to hold. Well, she's told me to hold altitude and speed, and he says the readback, I'm telling him fly my own navigation. If it was flying my own, I'd be telling myself to come down to 9,000 feet and 7,000 before Franz. Thank you, Bruce. Who knew Bruce was going to be a lady? This is a twist of the song we never knew. Sorry, Bruce. Okay. I'm expediting. Close enough. 9,000 feet. And 7 to Franz. We should be good for localizer, I would think. $7,000 feet before Franz. Good. I know, but no. I'm not going to do it, Bruce. I'm sorry. I should have been patient, just waited for Bruce to bring me down, but it's coming up way too fast. I don't trust her. Nope. It's too late, Bruce. We can't do that now. Oh, we got hit with it. What I mean by that is for the last 3 nights, and not just me, other live streamers as well. As a matter of fact, after this, let's go raid Kip's channel and see how he's doing tonight, if he's doing the same thing. Last 3 nights in a row, every time we're on approach, pop, the simulator crashes. And he was trying to nail down last night exactly what he thought it was that's causing it. He believes it might be a loading some, any of our third-party stuff or 2020 stuff. Not real sure. But we did crash. So things were looking so good for that landing. I was so looking forward to it. That practice was pretty good. I really enjoyed flying that 320 one just for that little thing, the little change down there in the navigation and the radio panel and the way it swaps things around. And I'm a sucker for graphics, I can't wait to see what these things, the cockpits in these aircraft start looking like going into the next 10 years. Amazing. All right, so let me just wrap it up there, and then let's all head over to Kip's channel. I think it's Kip on the Ground. Normally he's live streaming every night around this time as well. So that's who I'm going to be looking for when I close this down right about now. I will see you tomorrow. My normal live stream time, Monday through Friday, it's 1 p.m. in the afternoon. And in the evenings, now that I've got some time, I'd like to be doing more of these every night and messing around with the airliners and getting some night flying time in and getting to know more about them. All right, I will see you tomorrow. Tell Kip I sent you.